Greetings. Happy Friday and welcome in. I'm just bringing us in with some of my sage to cleanse the energy virtually and electronically. I am Simone, Shepherdess, and I was taught that when you get, you give. When you learn, you teach. I'm here to preach, and y'all finna get this word. So on Fridays, we indulge in fire breaths. Fire breaths are short, rapid breaths that you take only utilizing your nostrils. So in and out through your nose only. The key to fire breathing is ensuring that your abdomen or diaphragm constricts and protrudes. The sky looks so beautiful, y'all. As you are inhaling and exhaling. Today I'm only requiring 600 from us. So let's go. Before I begin, I'm going to cleanse the energy with my chime bell. The 5 chimes that you hear from my chime bell will represent me cleansing the energy of the 5 elements of ether, water, fire, air, and earth. I look so cute today. My skin is just giving glow. It's giving no. It's giving light. It's giving star. It's giving me. Shade. Today I'm going to be doing my fire breaths with some sweet marjoram again. I don't know, I told you I really been fucking with this essential oil. I'm going to be utilizing my amethyst as my crystal. Before we begin, I want us to take 6 deep breaths to ensure that we are present, centered, and grounded in this present moment. You're going to start by slowly inhaling through your nose until the capacity of your lungs fill up. Hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds and then release it from your mouth. Then we're going to go straight into the 600 fire breaths, and then we're going to round out with another, or close out, round off, close out, with another 6 deep breaths. Let's begin. Ah, shade. You got some sage. Ah. Dang, man. Was today the last Friday? Today was the last Friday. We should have did 6,000 fire rubs. Dang. You know what? That means we just gotta start off the crown chakra next Friday with 7,000 fire breaths. So get ready. Stay ready so you don't want to get ready. Okay, y'all. So the journal prompt for today is: what does my highest potential look like? If you were the person that you dreamed of being, what would it look like? How would you act? How would you carry yourself? What type of environments would you be in? What type of people would you be around? What type of things would you do? Again, what does my highest potential look like? And then after you write down the qualities, characteristics, or traits that your highest potential would possess, I want you to start walking in it today as if it's already done. Because the things that are intangible that your highest self would possess, you already have within you. So what's stopping you? Again, the journal prompt for today is: what does my highest potential look like? So I'm pulling from the same decks that I pulled from the past 2 days because I haven't moved them from over here. And it's going to be interesting to see what comes out. I'm going to start with an energy oracle today. Got indecision, number 5. What are you being indecisive about? What have you been delaying making a decision on? What are you afraid of? What's hindering you? It says indecision. Which choice to make? This card marks the presence of 2 or more possible choices in your life. It shows you anxiously looking at 2 roads, wondering which would be the better choice. Yet, you are standing still, feeling confused by the up and down emotions of your present indecision. You could spend days, months, or even years in this back and forth energy, all the while feeling your focus and your life force energy draining away. This indecision creates a paralysis of will, one that can keep you stuck while you're waiting to be certain about the results of your choice. It's time to let go of the analysis and self-doubt that have been keeping you stuck. Meditate on your options and see where your spirit guides you. Consider which direction resonates with you most, both in the process and in the goal. Follow your heart and make the honoring choice. Affirm: I release fear and move forward with courage and trust. I have the power to direct my own destiny now and always. Whatever it is that you are being indecisive about or can't really put your finger on to make a decision about, just know there are no wrong decisions. Whatever path or journey that you decide to take will always be the right path or journey, no matter if it ends or goes high vibrationally or low vibrationally. You gain something, you learn something. You learn that this wasn't a journey for me, this wasn't the path for me, this wasn't the environment for me, this wasn't the opportunity for me. And then you have the ability to shift. That is the beautiful thing about this lifetime. You always have a choice to change. So if that path wasn't working out, okay, I know this isn't the way that I want to do this. This isn't the way that I want to go. So now I'm going to revert and go a different way and do a different thing. What's the word of the year? Pivot. So now I'm going to pivot. I've been seeing it everywhere. Pivoting. Are you ready to pivot? Let's do Audacity deck. You sitting still and being indecisive gets you nowhere. It gets you nowhere. We got the mom boss. Y'all, so we about to dive into what this card means. But what's so crazy is what I have learned, and I love growing, developing, and changing. So when my relationship ended, I was working a full-time job, and then I was still a full-time mom. So literally everything was still on me. And what I have deduced, because I've always been the type, even before I had 2 extra kids, where I'm like, I'm superwoman. So even when it was just me and Kaden, I'm superwoman. I could do it by myself. I could do all things. I can work. I can do this. I can do it. Like, everything is put on me. But in this most recent season, when trying to work and being a full-time mom, I'm like, no, I don't want to be stretched thin like that. So being able to carve out, if I am working a job where it's task-based, where I'm not sitting in front of a computer all day or checking in throughout the day. No, I'd rather you give me the work that need to be done and I get it done on my time. But me attempting to be the mom boss and literally do everything with, because at that time when the relationship ended, I had 2 kids under 2, and I was working a full-time job, and Kaden was going to school, public school in the city, so it was just a lot. So now I am very conscious of, intentional of, and strict when it comes to what I'm willing to put on my plate. If it's too much, if it's too heavy, then it's like, no, this is not working for me. And that has been very lightening because I've been able to release. Now, of course, we know that I didn't choose to leave my job. My job let me go, but within that, it was a blessing because it showed me, damn, you're stressed out, you're overworked, you're overwhelmed, and if you continue down this path, it's not going to end in a good way. It's not going to end in a healthy way. So somebody out there that's trying to be the mom boss, and to me the divine is saying it's time to lighten your load. It's time to surround yourself with people that can help. It's time to release some of those obligations and only focus on the things that really matter. For me, it's my kids, educating my kids, making sure my kids are healthy and receiving all of the nutrients that they need, and me pouring into them and spending quality time with them. It really bugged me as I became a second and third time mom about sending my kids to school. It's like, damn, I'm gonna put my kids in school for 10 hours a day and not even spend the same amount of time with them throughout the day, because by the time you get home from work, you like preparing dinner, you preparing them for the evening, for tomorrow. Like, you don't really spend time with your kids. So actually sitting down, talking to my kids and not talking to them while I'm in the midst of doing things has really been one of the upsides of me having freedom of time, wealth of time. So let's see what this book says. The Mom Boss. A skeleton balances her laptop and her cell phone in the foreground with her kids playing underfoot. In the background is a mix of rainbow, is a mix of a rainbow, a field of flowers, and everything as she knows it bursting, and everything as she knows it bursting into flames. Your message. You are the boss of all you do. You do it all and you do it well. At this point, your own flesh could peel from your body and you keep typing on your laptop. You are an expert multitasker, but you can learn to delegate. Give up some control and start handing things off. I didn't even know this card said it. You're carrying too much. And the divine is saying it is time to release something. It's something that you're doing that can... So even with me not working a job, it is so... I'm not going to say overwhelming, but like kids need attention. And I have 2 fire signs, a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old. So I told y'all, like, I have to spend time with me before they even get up, because I know once they get up, they're going to be on my ass like my shadow throughout the day. From, like, literally, I can cook them breakfast, clean the kitchen up, clean up what I made for breakfast, and by the time I get ready to sit down for feeding them breakfast, they're telling me they're hungry again for lunch. So literally, I'm on my feet all day. But I have moments where it's like, you know what? I'm not washing dishes today because I'm so energetically drained from whether it's me trying to heal myself or spending time with the kids or teaching the kids or getting out here doing meditating with Mom, doing my story time with Simone segments. Like, it's a lot. So being able to know, hey, is it okay for me to put this off until later, put this off until the weekend? Is it okay for me to delegate this to someone else? Is it okay to let my job know that, hey, I'm only available between this time and this time? Or, hey, this workload is a little extensive. Can we reevaluate? Whatever it is you need to lighten your load, the divine is saying it is time to make a decision about it. A concrete decision. Let's see what's going to come out of the chakra deck. Yeah, I'm talking about, I used to like because we used to have like standing meetings. I used to have 2 standing meetings. I think one on like Wednesdays and one on Tuesdays. No lie. Every time the meeting started, because it was on, what did we do? Microsoft Teams. Cairo would poop. And this was when Cairo, man, shout out to me. I potty trained my baby before he turned 3. That was one of my goals, and I'm very proud of myself. And I did it by myself. But that's when he was still like in diapers, so I had to like give me a second to my manager, like, and go change shit. But it's so funny because it was like clockwork, like clockwork. And then we got impartiality. And this is giving me that indecision card, making a choice. She got the 2 paint cans. I don't remember what this is about, but what color should she choose? I think this is a choice. Indecisiveness, can't choose what color she wants to paint the wall or something. Or I think this might be in regards to we're gonna dive deep in the book, but kind of like making everybody happy, being impartial. So if I think one neighbor might have wanted one color, another neighbor might have wanted a different color, and she shows up like, hey, let's do half and half. You paint your side this color, you paint your side that color. But I also think it might be tied to indecisiveness, you being unable to choose. And it's like, well, choose the first color, and if you don't like it, if it's not resonating, if it's not allowing you to vibrate the way you want to vibrate, then change it. That is the beautiful thing about life. You can change it at any time. And this is from our crown chakra that we're getting ready to dive into. It says impartiality. Bahana Beige. I quietly listen, allowing you to color your own palette. Bahana is the wise dictator from the town of Beige. She is known for settling disputes fairly. One day, 2 neighbors are arguing about what color to paint their fence. Bahana gives each of them a can of paint and instructs them to paint their side of the fence the color that the other neighbor wants. She knows that when they color their word in the love of the neighbor's eyes, She knows that when they color their world in the love of their neighbor's eyes, they will understand and accept one another. Inspiration. Take an impartial look at your situation. The action here is to listen and observe. If I step back from my present situation, what do I see? Can I be neutral? Key ideas include neutral position, allowing things to unfold, standing in another's shoes, uplifted communication. Keywords include guide, open-minded, and fairness. Take an impartial look at your situation. The action here is to listen and observe. Whatever you are being indecisive about, whatever it is that you haven't been able to make a firm decision on, the divine is saying, step away, meditate, do some breathing exercises, and observe whatever you're trying to decide upon. Observe it from a distance. Okay, if I go down path A, would I be doing that for me or would I be doing that for someone else? If I go down path B, would I be doing that for me or would I be doing that for somebody else? What are the final destinations of these different paths? Why would I be choosing these different paths? How does each path add value to me? And let's see what's going to come out of tarot, y'all. Get out of here. You're gonna do one card from each deck, or do you got another tarot card for me? Y'all, tell me why all this stuff came out in twos. So in tarot, we just got the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. This is about making a decision. This is about finding balancement. And then we had the impartiality. And look at how holding the two cans. Then we had the indecision with the two paths come through. So you could be saying 2, 2, 2, 2. And then we had the mom boss coming out. So even if you aren't a mom with kids, you're overwhelmed in whatever situation you're in. And it's time for you to make a decision on how can I find balancement within my life? How can I find harmony within my life? What do I need to release that's weighing me down? Let's dive deep. So I'm just amazed that all these twos came out. The Two of Pentacles. It says a need to balance many aspects of self, juggling obligations, equilibrium, and seeking harmony. With all those roles and responsibilities that you've been juggling, you may be feeling a little imbalanced. Busy much? Maybe your calendar is totally overbooked and you're feeling the stress of being stretched in too many directions. You may be feeling the need to better balance dualities or opposing aspects of your life. Your time alone versus your time with others, your material life versus your spiritual life. Make sure you aren't investing too many resources in one area at the expense of another, especially when both are equally as important. Even though this card suggests that you're likely able to manage it all, do you desire this much juggling? Put some of your precious energy into creating a balance that you absolutely love, one that will allow you time to work, play, love, and create. This equilibrium will not take from your reserves of energy, but will add to it. Affirm, I create an equilibrium in my life that allows me to be my best self. Come through, divine, with the words. The message. What am I looking for? The Two of Swords. Two of Swords, stalemate, a crossroads, making a difficult choice, opposing ideas or options, choosing the best route of action, memory, and thought. You know that feeling of not knowing? It's time to make a choice. And it may seem like you are between a rock and a hard place. If you can't decide which way to go, it's because you can't see the bigger picture yet. The Two of Swords is whispering that you must move in one direction. Close your eyes and listen to your internal guidance system for your map. If your intuition has fallen unusually silent, it's asking you to trust yourself and your ability to discern and decide. Even in blindness, you already know the best way forward. When you act, the future will reveal itself, and it will help to move you toward your dream. Have faith that the universe is serving you the right experience. At the crossroads of duality, your analysis and overthinking will just get you buried in a quicksand of a million possible endings. So find peace of mind by trusting your judgment. Affirm. When blinded by the unknown, I can trust myself to move toward the light. Give thanks. Like, y'all have no idea how the divine continues to amaze me when I get on here and allow these cards to jump out and allow the divine or the universe to allow me to deliver a message to you. The fact that these cards came out this way with this message is somebody that's overwhelmed. Somebody that's carrying way too much stuff, and the divine is saying it's time to release. It's time to become intentional. It's time to find balancement. And that has been a reoccurring theme lately. Harmony and balance. My yacht, unconditional love. Is your heart as light as a feather? So your heart being as light as a feather in regards to, that balancement is, of course, what you're doing externally, but what you're doing internally as well. If I'm overburdened and overwhelmed by everything that I'm carrying, there's no way that my heart is light. Because I'm stressed out, I'm regretful, I'm full of anxiety. I have no time and space for myself. So the same way that you spend time externally or physically with others, the divine needs you to spend, if not more, the same amount of time, if not more, with yourself, working on your spirituality, going within and making sure that you are well just as you are with all that you currently have. This bird is keeping my nerves. That's just so crazy that all these tools came out. So again, we started with the indecision card. You have a choice to make. Don't ponder on it any longer. Observe it from a different perspective, and then make a choice. There's no right or wrong path. Whatever path that you choose to go down is the right path for you in that season. Even if it doesn't work out the way that you envision it working out, you're going to gain something. Then we did the mom boss, confirming that you are overwhelmed, you're overworked, and you have way too much on your plate. Look at the fire burning back there. They said that this card said that you can come out of your skin and you'll still be doing the work. Not I, said Simone. Not I, said Simone. I remember when, y'all, and I know these folks looked at me like I was crazy. But after I did the, what was the name of this conference? The 120 conference with, damn, I can't even think of his name. E.T., the hip-hop preacher. What is his name? Is it Eric? I don't know. But, so after I went to that, and the message for that was, I will be demanding. I will be demanding. So basically like standing up for yourself. I went to work after that, and they were like, oh, Simone, we need you to start doing this new task, helping triage different patient incidences to the correct regional manager or whatever. And I'm like, well, is that a part of my job description? Because y'all was just talking about, and I didn't say it like this, but I literally had meetings all the way up to the global quality manager about this. Because I'm like, I was in a meeting and y'all said that y'all was about to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for a system to be able to triage this. So I'm asking that if you guys want me to do this task, to compensate me. They took it away from me immediately. Yeah, pay for the system to do it if you don't want to pay me. But that's how confident I am in knowing my work. Because I don't mind doing a job, but I do want to be compensated for it. If I'm not going to be compensated for it, then spend the money elsewhere if that's what you feel doing. But yeah, it's time for you to delegate. It's time for you to release. It's time for you to put on the back burner for another time. Stop working yourself to this point, because it's not worth it. And want me to tell you why it's not worth it? Because that same job that wanted me to do extra work, but they ended up paying for a fucking system to do it, they ended up letting me go. And not because of me not doing the job, but due to organizational changes, restructuring the organization. So that might not be your journey, but that's for you to have in the forefront. If you are overwhelmed and overworked for a job, that job has the ability to let you go immediately. Especially if you live in the state of Georgia, they can let you go with no reason. So keep that in mind when you are stressed out, when you're losing sleep, when you're having headaches, when you're not eating adequately enough, when you're not getting enough sunlight, when you're not hydrating enough. Then you're dealing with all these different energies within the office and all these different insecure people or people who are narcissists, just dealing with all this other shit. It is time for you to put you first. And we had the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords coming out, confirming that it's time for you to make a choice. It's time for you to be decisive. It's time for you to find harmony and balancement within your life. Let's do a closing message. Spirit. We had this one recently. You know what? I'm going to do all four that came out. The first one is faith. I am confident I will achieve my goals. I live in the present and have faith in the future. I firmly believe in my value within the universe. Oh, then we have faith, and then we got faithfulness. I commit to my mind, heart, and will. I'm devoted to the needs of my soul. I trust in myself, in God, and the universe. We are walking into the season of us coming first in all aspects. So we are no longer, oh, we can't do this because my job said this. I'll never forget that when I was working at Grady before I quit. They was like, you can't take time off. You ain't got no time off. And if you do take time off, you'll be abandoning your job. And I'm like, that is so fucking crazy to me that people are really out here listening to these jobs that's telling you you don't have no time to take off. It's like, bitch, I got my whole life to take off. And I know it seems within this matrix, it's like, oh, damn, you don't want no job. You ain't gonna make no money. You ain't gonna. And it's like, that sounds stupid. And it's so crazy because I think I was like going to like my sister's bridal, whatever it was. Anyway, we was going to the Bahamas. And everything was already paid for. And it got kind of tricky because I had started paying for the trip on maternity leave, and I forgot, like, damn, I'm supposed to be going back to work on such and such date. So I went back to work, and I was like, hey, I need these days off because I'm going out of town. And they was just like, oh, you don't have no vacation time to take off? And I'm like, what? Now, it's one thing to be like, you can take off, but you're not going to get paid. But to be like, you don't have time to take off. And if you do take those days off, you'll be abandoning your job. Even though I've informed not only my manager, but HR that I want these days off. Like, y'all need to reevaluate. I commit to my mind, heart, and will. I'm devoted to the needs of my soul. It is time to devote to only your needs and what you need. Do not worry about this physical realm and how it's going to work out and how it's going to happen. Just know that when you put yourself first and are intentional about you putting yourself first, the divine will always make a way. Then we got the divine fruit again. As I work to improve and free myself, I strengthen my foundations. My intellect is light, my heart is warmth, and my soul is strength. I am nurtured by the divine sun. The fruit I bear reflects my inner light. And we end it with harmony. I open myself to the divine being within me. I am the image of God. Thus, I have the power to bring light into my life. I turn any darkness in me into something beautiful. In the absence of resentment, anger, or doubt, I find harmony. And somebody out there that's unbalanced, somebody out there that needs to make a decision today. Whatever decision you make will be the right decision. It's time for you to release stuff that's on your plate that's running over, that's causing you to be burdened and overwhelmed. I hope this message added value. I am Simone, the Shepherdess, and I was taught that when you get, you give. When you learn, you teach. I'm here to preach, and y'all finna get this word. Have a fantastic Friday, and I'll see you tomorrow.